I hope I didn't. Whoops!
You did, huh?
Recording has started. Okay. Well, this is Algebra 2 on Friday, January 30th, 2015. JJ is out ill, and I am going to take over the lesson today. And I hate that calculator sound.
The world's going to end in 1 year because it's 2016.
So, we started off by refreshing with what's the square root of 25? That's 5. What's the square or cube root of -8? And that's fancy old, -2. So, right now I'm looking at Braille page D246 because I have stolen Nathaniel's book. I don't know. Who is Nathaniel?
I am Horseshack.
So, we're just going to do example 2 today and then work on more problems. That's the plan. Alright, so when you find the nth root of an even power and the result is an odd power, you must take the absolute value of the result. Well, because remember, if you have an even power root, remember you can't have negatives inside?
Oh.
So the reason you put absolute values around is because it tells you that it's not a negative root when it comes out. Does that make sense? So to ensure that your answer is non-negative. So here we have, and I'm going to write now. I'm going to try and write and read Braille all at the same time, if I can find my pen. Oh, it's in my pocket. Okay. All right. So it says the square root of -5. We did this yesterday, so I'm going to do it again. Squared.
Oh, 8.
It's right above the example 2.
-5.
5 squared. So like square root, open paren, -5, close paren, squared. So because, remember, see how it's an even power and a negative inside? Well, again, the answer would be, because what's the square root of something squared? Right? The square root of x squared is always x. The square root of -2 squared would technically be -2, except, yes, since it's because of the first power, it's the absolute value of -5, which is the same thing as 5. I write not as pretty as JJ. I apologize there to you, Song. Okay, so it's something to remember. So if we had something like the square root of x to the square root of x squared, technically, the answer would be the absolute value of x. Technically. So, oh, you're being crazy. All right, example 2 is just after the page break on 247.
Oh, dang it.
Simplify using the absolute values. So this is where you just sort of get in the habit. Simplify. It says, I got to write and talk all at the same time. Okay. The 8th root. Ew. Okay. The 8th root. So GH 8 AR, and then inside is x to the 8 ER. So end root. So I could erase that. Same concept. What's something to the 8th and the 8th root of it? X. But it's an, exactly, Carly, absolute value because it was an even power, or even root, and when it came out it was an odd power. Your answer is the absolute value of x. My pen just died. Absolute value of x. Here's another pen. Try this one. Kind of, right? That's a Sharpie. Don't write on the board with the Sharpie. Alright, that was little letter A. We have to turn the Braille page. See if I can find another pen real quick. And then I'm just going to shoot problems. Well, I had my little pen. Mr. McCormick was in here last. Lost it. Yeah. Anybody got plans for the Super Bowl this weekend?
Stay home.
I might go to somebody's house to watch the Super Bowl there.
Oh, yeah?
I'm watching with my grandpa.
That sounds fun. I don't like any of these pens. What happened when I... There. Alright. That sounds fun. I don't know what I'm doing. I actually have no idea. I guess. Alright, I'm looking at little letter B. It's like a third of the way down the page. And B says, the fourth root of. Fourth root of 81. Alright, open paren. A plus 1, close paren.
No.
To the 12th!
Absolutely not.
Alright, oh, I have the faith that you could do it.
No, it's 3. It's 3. A.
So, what's the fourth root of 81? Just off the top of your head. Right, so we have equals
A plus
3. Now, how can we separate this into a perfect eighth root? It's little letter B of example 2. The fourth root of 81 times open paren A plus 1 close to the 12th. So how can we separate this quantity to the 12th to make it an eighth? Little letter B. 3. So I'm rewriting it. 3 because we pulled it out. Open root. Open fourth root. Ugh, my pen is awful, song. Okay, we still have this thing left, but we can separate it. Remember yesterday when we had x to the 10th, I believe? Something like that? We can separate this quantity too. We can rewrite it as, again, 3, open fourth root, and then open paren, A plus 1 to the 8th times, close to the 8th, excuse me, open A plus 1. What's left over?
the 4.
Fourth! Yay! Yay, Carly. Alright.
All you were doing
So,
was just
we rewrote it. Exactly. We wrote it. We rewrote it.
We rewrote it.
We rewrote it. Okay, well, you know what I mean. We rewrote it so that we have a perfect eighth power root, right? So now we can pull it out. Then we have on the outside, we still keep our, pull down our 3. And then now we pull out. But again, it's the eighth root of this quantity to the 8th. So what's it going to be? Well, what's the eighth root of that thing? What is it? No. What's the eighth root of A plus 1 to the 8th? Right!
To the first.
To the first, so we have to put in an absolute value sign.
That's the value of A plus 1.
That's right, Carly. The absolute value of A plus 1 is 3. So now, right now, we have 3, open absolute value, A plus 1, close absolute value. Now what's left inside the cube root? The fourth root.
A plus
A, nope, plus 1
A plus
to the, no,
Fourth.
fourth! Right, because we can't pull anything out. The power is less than the root. We can't pull it out. So again, we had A to the 8, A plus 1 to the 8 times A plus 1 to the 4th. We separated it. We pulled out the A plus 1 to the 8th because it's the perfect eighth root. Was this an eighth root or a fourth root? Sorry, I messed up.
It's to the 4th. Yeah, 4th.
Oh, pardon. Fixing it, song. He's probably like, what's she doing? Hold on. We don't need absolute values because the fourth root. Okay, hold on. I'm restarting this. So ignore me there. You can pull out the 8th. Okay, what's the fourth root of something to the 12th?
That's what I no.
Yeah, that's true. So okay, let me ask you this. What's the fourth root of x to the 12th?
That's the value of X.
No?
0.3x to the first.
Nope. Remember our power of power rule. What x to the whatever will get you x to the 12th.
What if it's the third?
What?
What if it's to the third?
Yes, song. It would be to the third. What's x cubed to the 4th? Oh. So, a plus 1 to the 3rd is the perfect fourth root. 1 to the 8th. So we can pull it out too. And this pen is dying. 3, open absolute value. And open paren. A plus 1 cubed. What?
Because most people do not follow
Now let me talk to you. I messed up. Okay.
procedure for handwriting. They start writing cursive and printing and everything, their own stuff. That's real life people. So you have to really do it because you're going to see this in real life.
Fourth root
Awesome.
81 happens to be 3, right? And that's the perfect fourth root of a plus 1 to the 12.
Yes, it does that.
Plus
Over there in the cupboard because she gave us
Oh, of course.
not the match.
all you have to do is divide out the x. That's right, Carly.
Yeah, that's why I say try with a hummingbird.
Odd one, just kind of little part, or should I move around? Here, so your answer is 3 over absolute value over n a plus 1.
Or just the big one was too. Thank you.
Little Maxie. Little Maxie. Hey, son! I can't do anymore.
There's the top different steps for everybody. What does it look like?
Alright.
It's a little map.
Brian's around. I am JJ, who isn't online.
Mama, look.
Yep,
Available! I got him!
She isn't great.
Alright, Don, will you mute, please? I've got a crazy background going on.
What do you mean? My
Brian! Hi, Brian.
Hi.
JJ is sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I know, JJ is sick. So we've been going over example 2 on page.
The voice of my please
Well,
for mercy when I cry to you for help. That's awesome. When I
Wouldn't
lift
I
up my head.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't. I need my glasses.
Page what?
Actually, D246 will start you there. So right at the page break, so 247. But it's on
Okay.
Braille page D246.
Okay.
JJ Isaacson, instant message. When contacting your support team.
Brian, real quick. Okay.
246.
Yeah, you might as well just read it so you can get a handle on it. Yep, D246.
Okay.
I'm just going to talk you through it. So find the page break where it says 247.
Yep.
So there's a rule here, and I'll read it to you, and you can follow along. Right above the page break, there's a paragraph that says, when you find the nth root of an even power, and the result is an odd power, you must take the absolute value of the result in order to ensure your answer is non-negative. Okay, what the heck do they mean by that? So, remember yesterday when JJ was talking about how you can't have a negative number under a root, an even root? Like, what's the square root of -4? Right? Not a real number, is it?
Mm-mm.
So, in this case, where they have, what's the square root of -5 squared? Right? Square root of -5 squared technically is the absolute value of -5. Which is what? What's the absolute value of -5?
5.
Right. So anytime you see an even root, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, whatever, and your result is, say you've got an x to the first power out, you put your answer in absolute value signs. So we did example, little letter A, says the 8th root of x to the 8th. And there went the microphone. Timber. I must have stepped on it. Did you mute him? No, I didn't mute him, thank goodness. So do you see that, Brian, where it says the 8th root of x to the 8th? On little letter A on 247? Whenever you're ready. I know
Okay, let me get this.
About little letter 2 there. There is one.
Okay.
It might be...
Example 1.
Nope. Here's just one. Okay, well then I'm going to give you something to do.
Here we go.
We've done a few of these yet. How about...
Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay.
Perfect! How about you do... I don't know, try number on page 248. Do, you know, some of the ones we didn't do, like 10 or 0. 11, 12, 13. Just start at number 10 and go, okay? All right. So what's the 8th root of x to the 8th, do you think, Bryant?
Um,
And you too, Song. You can start doing problems on page 248. Start with number 10. What do you
8
think?
squared, 8 squared x to the 8th.
Yeah, what's the 8th root of x to the 8th?
Let's see. That would be,
You need your braille book back.
would it just be,
Ask Tanner to help you write them
would it
down.
be 8x or,
Nope.
no,
So let me give you a smaller one. What's the square root of x squared?
x?
Yeah. Well, in this case, remember the absolute value of x, right? Because it's an even root, because it's a squared, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you pull it out, that's an x to the first. So that's an odd power.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think the cube root of x cubed is?
The cubed root of x cubed?
Yeah.
X?
Right. So what do you think the 8th root of x to the 8th is?
X?
Or in this case, the absolute value of
Value
x, because
of
it was an
x.
even power, or even
Mhm.
root. All right. That one wasn't too bad, right?
Mm-mm.
That wasn't too bad.
Nope.
You don't have base till later. Try to schedule, buddy. So
Awesome.
I'm not.
No, my base starts at 11:55.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
10:56.
Yeah.
All right. So we did little letter B on the next page.
4,
Yeah, the 4th root of.
4th root of 81, the 4th root of the square root of 81,
Yep.
then
A plus
A-
1.
a plus 1 to the 12.
Ah, yes. All right. We got to do some thinking. Well, do you know what the 4th root of 81 is, just off the top of your head?
That would be, let me see.
Somebody give Nathaniel a problem to do, please. I have his book still.
The 10th root of 90. Look at that.
81 would
I have
be,
his book. I'll give it back. I already know how to do this.
No, that's
Yep.
okay.
Nope. You're taking it.
You're not gonna make it.
248. Start with number 10. You too, Tanner. Don't sleep.
81.
Yep. What's the 4th root? What times itself 3 times will get, or 4 times will give you 81? Do you think?
Hmm.
Did we do number 10 already?
Okay, then try 11. Just keep on going through 'em. It'll be good
We
practice.
haven't done 13, I don't think.
Okay. You can start there then.
36 squared. 84.
Yep. Letter, number, letter, letter. Now you guys know how to.
It's not 3, is it? No.
It is 3.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. You rock.
Okay.
So 3 comes out, doesn't it? And my pen stopped working again.
Okay. So 3.
3. Okay. So let's forget. It's a quantity, right? A plus 1 to the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's pretend. What's the 4th root of x to the 12th? Pretend it was just an x sitting in here.
The 12. That would be x.
Nope. Because
Oh.
x to the 4th gives you x, or x times x times x times x gives you x to the 4th, not x to the 12th. So what 3 times, or what 4 times would give you x to the 12th?
X
One bit at a time.
12.
Those power rules that we love so much.
Power. Oh, wait. Wait. 3.
Ah, yes, x cubed is the
X
4th
cubed.
root. Is a
Yeah.
good job. All right.
Device
So I'm talking to Brian. So you're.
conversation 3.
I'm working with Brian. You guys are doing problems in the book.
Conversation
Start with
3.
13.
Participants video. Run.
Okay. So Brian, all you have to do is pull it out. Then you have 3 absolute value, because it was a cubic, right?
Mm-hmm.
A plus 1
A plus 1.
paren cubed,
Mm-hmm.
close absolute value. So does that make sense? Because you pulled it out and it was an odd power, you
Yeah.
have to put absolute values around a plus 1.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Now we can start doing some problems from the book. I'm not going to go any farther today. I just wanted you guys to practice this stuff now that you know how to put absolute values around stuff.
So stupid.
Alright, somebody read me number 13.
36a squared b4.
Not like that. Read it. Read it nicely.
36a squared.
Nobody gave me the root.
AR.
Thank you.
36a.
Thank you.
Simple.
36. We're looking at number 13, Brian, on page 248.
13?
Yep.
Okay.
A what? A squared? Good, we'll make sure. Okay.
So it says the square root
Square root
of 361 squared.
Nope. 336a squared.
Yeah, 36a squared.
Uh-huh.
And then is that b to the fourth?
That's right. B to the 4th. So we can do this one number at a time. What's the square root of 36? 6.
6.
What's the square root of a squared?
A.
A. So we have to write absolute value A. Oh! Because it's a power, it's an odd power. So far, we have pulled out a 6 and the absolute value of A. Okay, what's the square root of b to the 4th? B squared. Does that mean the absolute value? No.
Nope.
Because it's an even power. Good. Right. Rock. Alright.
Make use of
Nope, we're going in order. Next is 14.
Square root of x plus open x. No, first plus
I like this one. 4 open root 4 open paren 4x plus 3y.
No, there's no GH. It's just 4x plus
4x plus 3y closed squared.
Thank you. What do you think?
Well, that's all in.
It's all in paren. So what?
Yeah.
What do you think, Bryant?
Could we distribute something?
No, why bother? It's already it's all squared, isn't it?
So 4x. So we can.
So what's the square root of this quantity squared?
It's just going to be the same thing because
You're
they're
right,
canceling
John.
the square and square root.
He's absolutely right. Don't get confused if there's a plus or a minus sign. It doesn't matter. The whole quantity is squared, which means there's 2 of them. Yes, it's all inside paren. It's need to be squared. So what do you think, Song? Is there absolute values or not?
No.
Yes. 4x. I can't. My pen. Don't worry, you'll have lots of practice. So your answer is the absolute value of 4x plus 3y. That quantity, the square root of that quantity squared, is just 3x plus 4. We're on Friday's schedule. It's 11:03. Daniel, you gonna get lunch? Oh. Alright. So let's try number 15.
Number 15.
Who wants to read me 11:15? Or I mean 11:15. Who wants to read me number 15? Okay, Angelica, I'm listening.
And Jenna.
Never mind, we're skipping a word problem. Number 16. I don't want to do a word problem.
Squared.
What?
129 squared.
Square root of 129 squared? Huh?
Square root of 129.
Okay.
Here's the square root of what?
What's the square root of 129?
Square root of minus 3, so I know it ends at 3.
Well, we know it's over 5 because 125 is
Right.
where
Well, we also know something else.
13.
it's probably below 6
Nope.
because it's too close of a number.
Yeah, well, 12 squared is 144, and 11 squared is 121. Seeing a problem?
The middle.
Anybody seeing a problem?
Hey, a real number.
Well, is 129 prime,
Yes.
do you think? What did JJ's rule say? What's 9 plus 2 plus 1? 12. So what? 3 goes in, doesn't it? How many times does 3 go in 129?
Monday.
Somebody find out.
Tuesday.
Root of 100.
To drink.
43 goes into 3 or goes into 129.
So that's not going to work either.
No.
Mm-mm.
And on Thursday.
What's 6 cubed?
Square root. You don't want no cubes. This is an interesting one. Because we can separate this number out. Let me show you. Let me do a new one. I'm going to just make one up. How about we do? Hold on. We're going to do the square root of 50, and I'll explain how this works. New problem. Square root of 50. Do any of you know a perfect square that goes into 50?
It says which day?
25. You can
25.
rewrite the square root of 50 as the square root of 25 times 2. Then what? Right? And then it can become the square root of 5 squared times 2.
So which day is
Or, no. No? Yes, pull out the perfect square. So your answer is 5, because we took out the square root of 25. Open radical. What's left? 2 in radical.
2.
Your answer is 5 radical 2.
I get it. I get it.
You do? Awesome, Brian. I'm gonna make up another one. All right.
Okay.
Another name for the square root sign. How about the square root of? Let's have you do this again. 72.
Root of 20.
What? Oh, nice. Anybody think of a perfect square that fits in a 72?
9.
12 is not a perfect square.
20 something.
Nope.
Nope.
30 something.
Maybe.
36.
36! Right! So you can rewrite this problem again as 36 times, well, no. 36 is in the radical still. We haven't pulled out, because you can't pull it out on its own. You have to pull out its square root.
So it would be the square root of 36 times 2 then?
Yeah, that's right, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can pull out your perfect square. Then your answer is
36 over radical 2, close radical.
no.
It's 6.
6 open radical
Open radical.
2.
Okay.
Remember,
Right. And
we're pulling out only the perfect square. Okay. Once you get rid of the 6, because it's the square root of 36, you don't need the 36 or anything in the radical anymore. Just what multiplies. We're going to keep trying this. This is good for you. How about the square root of 27?
No.
Oh, the square root. Or the cube root.
31. 9 times.
Ah, good, Carly. So you'd rewrite it. Open root. 9 times 3, close root. This is good practice. 3, open. What's left?
3.
Ah, beautiful, Nathaniel. You got it now.
Yay, Horseshack.
All right.
Horseshack wants to steal.
Where?
Horseshack is gonna.
The square root of 500.
Oh.
Not too bad. Promise.
250.
Nope. But nice try. 250 times 2 is 500. Not 250 times 250. The square root of 500.
120. No. 100.
250 times.
5 times the
So what is the perfect square that goes into 500?
Well, 20 times 20 is 400.
Oh, so that's not gonna work, is it?
100.
100.
That's what we said.
I know.
So 100. Open.
No. No, be careful. Rewrite it first. Square root of 100 times what? Times 10? That's 1,000, buddy.
Oh, that'd be more complicated.
Yes. So you have open root 100 times 5 close root.
Thanks for worrying about me.
Song. Then we pull out the square root of 100. What's that?
10.
10. Your answer is 10. Open root. What's left? No. That was 1,000, Nathaniel. 100 times 10. Thank you. Your answer is 10 radical 5. This is good practice. Alright. I think I can. It's 11:10. Gonna be a little meaner now. Now you're getting the number thing. I won't make the numbers too hard. It's gonna stay at square root right now until you get the hang of this crazy stuff. Root of 18 x to the 4th.
The square root of what?
No, okay, Jonathan. The root is much for me.
Numbers are.
And then X.
When we pull everything out. Right, so far you write open root 9 times 2 x to the 4th. Okay.
And then you write open radical.
Yeah. Ridiculous. 9
Why don't you put them in the hospital?
times 2 x to the 4th. Okay. Alright, now we're going to pull out the 9. So how do we pull out the 9? Let's out. 3 x what? X squared, open radical, what's left inside? 2! Ah, you're getting the hang of it now. You've done what I'm saying up front. Really?
My brain's
Alright, we're going to do some more. It's good for you. Your choice whether you want to participate or not. Just note it's on the recording. Let's do it again. I know, Brian, it's kind of hard to hear. The cube root of. Cube root of. Okay, here we go. 54. X cubed. Y to the 6. Cube root of 54. X cubed. Y to the 6. One bit at a time. Your numbers, your x's, and then your y.
There's 2 bars.
Proof.
One.
Ah, you're done. House, suckers. All right. Think about it. That's your homework. There's one problem. It's your homework. All right. That's it for the day, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Oh man, Song, what's going on at your house?
We got people who, I don't know, might have fidget a lot.